going, patriots, patriots, and guys and gals, and all the rest of you folks out there? Redneck coming to you again here. I guess this is going to be, Second American Revolution Part 2. Seeing whereas for some reason or another, the audio cut out after, about 10 minutes or so. And I still went on for, another, 5 minutes or what have you. Anyway. We're flashing our light. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but okay. Alright. Back to the topic. What I was getting to, whenever the audio cut, is basically this. I was making the point that, the pigs are done, the bank runs in Greece, the Eurozone's on its way down, it's collapsed. They just have, a facade going, keeping the illusion of control, and even Soros come out and said, hey, they ain't got but just a couple of days to do something about this, or it's over. Getting to the financial expert feller, I think he's a bit optimistic in his analysis, but he knows a lot more about the stuff than I do as far as the inner workings and all that kind of good stuff. It's my opinion that he's optimistic, but this was the knowledge imparted on me, without getting into all the, some of the details and all that good stuff. Cutting to the chase is, they're on the way down within a few months, and it's going to be hell, at least over there. And then 4 to 6 months, it's going to happen here, and it's going to be hell here when it comes, financially. I think he's optimistic on the 4 to 6 months after it happens there. I'm of the persuasion, I'm of the opinion that everything's so interconnected that we're not quite as isolated. Granted, he knows more about it than I do. He may be right. My opinion is that instead of being measured in months, maybe take the same numbers and insert weeks instead of months, 4 to 6 weeks. And if it's a, full-blown, all-out, total hell, like, he was suggesting and like he was saying, then actually I don't even think 4 to 6 weeks I think 4 to 6 weeks would be a little optimistic, couple of weeks, a month, and then we got the same shit going here. But I also understand it takes a while for things to kind of trickle downhill, and, taking that into account, maybe he's right. But then again, average Joe realizes that banks got, 15 million in account holdings, and they've only got 150,000 in actual cash, and he needs to go get his piece of that before everybody else does. Well, then, that's when it's over. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Capital controls, bank runs, the check clearing system goes down, credit cards might work for a while because they're still connected, but they're a little bit separate. EBT system doesn't work because the check clearing system's down. ATMs don't work. So basically it's all cold hard cash or nothing. Things get very nasty from there. Draw your own conclusions. That's essentially what, I was told. Which I can see it. But this is coming from, a pretty on up there financial guru. Now, getting to the other thing. Hell, I covered this a lot more expediently last night. Alright. Talking about the events dictating the time. there's always been training going on in different agencies, you know, local, regional, federal, national, whatever. You know, crowd control, mobs, riots, things like that. That's been going on for a while. And to an extent, that's understandable. You know, from time to time, you got some, you know, LA riot type of shit you got to deal with. But I think that comes upon individual responsibility more so than, you know, the government coming in trying to put on the, you know, the tight latex Speedos, you know, spandex, not latex, and a nice flashy cape with the big, you know, F on the chest for, you know, Fed, and, you know, coming in and saving the day. I believe it was some Korean shop owners with, you know, some Mac 10s and shit like that, you know, over their shop, and everybody else's shit was burnt, but theirs was left alone. They just, okay, yeah, we're not fucking with them, we don't feel like dying, let's go burn this other place. There you go. So, individual responsibility. But anyway, so then the training evolved from that to, oh, we had this event, you know, terrorists, blah, 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 we got to look out for these rag-headed heathen hajis that want to blow some shit up. And then it was, well, you know what, now we got some domestic folks that are in league with these rag-headed heathen jihadi terrorists that want to blow shit up. And then, oh yeah, oh damn, look, the militia's trying to get involved with them too, which, if you believe, you know, some good old boy American militias want to be in bed with some rag-headed heathen jihadi hajis, then yeah, man, there goes that bridge and, you know, in Arizona on oceanfront property for sale. But now, in some areas, this isn't quite widespread, you know, as far as I know, not with the guys I talk to, I don't, you know, but a few of them have said the actual terminology, Civil War, is being used now, Civil War within America. Now, we've heard little rumors and stuff like that, but once you start hearing it firsthand, you know, not necessarily, you know, Cousin Jim Bob was talking to Billy Bo, and you know, he knows old Peggy Sue that's got a, you know, a fling that works with, you know, XYZ Alphabet Soup Agency, and he says that's what they're training for. You know, well, you know, Cousin Jim Bob, you know, he might be the most honorable guy you know, and he may have really been told that. But then again, was he told that when they were, you know, 2 drinks shy of knocking out the second case of their favorite beverage? You know? Take everything with a grain of salt, you know, verify it, and, you know, 2, 3, 4 different sources, you know, stuff like that, you know, before you start putting any hardcore stock into things. Events dictating the time. When people inside the system are starting to be told the actual terminology Civil War, that is an event that's dictating the time frame you're living in. We're in martial law right now. It's just a low degree. It may not be, you know, full-blown tanks on the streets. And oh, wait a second, didn't they just have armored vehicles rolling around in St. Louis? I don't know. Well, gee, are, you know, some of these local police departments starting to get armored vehicles sponsored by, you know, none other than, you know, the guy in the nice shiny Speedo spandex, you know, with the big F on his chest and the shiny cape, Mr. Fed, you know, coming in to save the day? You see, we're when you go to the airport and you got some blue shirt thug wanting to do his little rape ritual with your ass before you can go get on an airplane, you mean to tell me that's not a degree of martial law? When you see what happened in Pittsburgh at the G20, you mean to tell me that's not a degree of martial law? You mean to tell me when the WTO came to town years ago, and wherever the hell it was, and all the stuff they had going on over there, that's not a degree of martial law? You mean to tell me what just happened in Chicago in the not too distant past is not an element of martial law? We've been under a declared national state of emergency since when? 1913 or some shit? 1933 with the War Powers Act. Sorry, I got to, you know, I was thinking Federal Reserve, you know, actually, you know, them fucking bankers being behind it all. 1933 with the War Powers Act. Sorry, I got to, you know, I was thinking Federal Reserve, you know, actually, you know, them fucking bankers being behind it all. 1933 with the War Powers Act. Sorry, I got to, you know, them fucking bankers being behind it all. events are going to dictate the time. When is the time? Hell, I don't know. You know, October, I think, is going to be something, you know, something. I think, you know, that's about the right time frame from some of the stuff I'm seeing, unless there's some sort of shenanigans pulled because they don't like the way the chess pieces are laid out on their proverbial board. And I don't mean, you know, when I say that, I don't mean it's going to be like some serious hardcore, you know, The Road, The Book of Eli, Mad Max type of stuff, you know. Maybe it'd be more like, you know, V for Vendetta and, what is that, Children of Man movie type of environment, you know, and then go from there into maybe something that was portrayed kind of sort of in the Hunger Games, and then it goes into the all hell breaks loose, and that's barring the release of some sort of, you know, biological agent or you know, nukes dropping or shit, you know, something like that. And I'll tell you another thing that's kind of got me worked up. You know, this whole, you know, what the damn Supreme Court did, man. You know, people are in arms because the Supreme Court, you know, upheld the whole, what is it, the individual mandate thing. And, oh, they didn't do it under the Commerce Clause, you know, it was the tax. You know, and they're bitching about, you know, I can't believe they did this. But do you realize the ramifications that this has? You know, I hadn't listened to much today, you know, when it comes to news and all that stuff. I just kind of, you know, didn't listen to anything today, man. When it comes to news and the radio and stuff like that, I didn't do none of that. I had other things going on, so I didn't even bother. So I don't know if it's been covered or talked about or not. Don't have a clue. But the fact that, you know what, 11 minutes, I'm going to stop it here, start a new video, and follow me over to the new video. Y'all have a good one.